Hello guys, and welcome back again to my channel. I know today I did an update video of my daughter sleeping in her crib, and yeah, go check it out. So we have a seafood boil again. We have all right guys, so I'm back. So in my previous video, the McDonald's video, I was telling you guys how I messed up my audio in my seafood boil, which I was a little upset about, but it is what it is. I still want you guys to see the footage, but I'll be playing it here in the background. But here I was just showing you my seafood. So I had Dungeness crab, I had king crab legs, I had shrimp, I had sausage, corn, 1 egg, and the spicy butter sauce that I personally made. I was also telling you guys that we have exotic hot sauces, and there's one particular hot sauce that is called the Bomb. And let me tell you, that bottle is like this small, but that really can kick your butt. It's called the Bomb for a reason, because once you taste it just a little bit, that's game over. But anyway, this particular hot sauce doesn't have any flavor. It's just pure, peppers. And so I was trying to make my butter sauce a lot spicier, because no matter how much cayenne pepper I put, no matter how much jalapeno peppers I put, it still ends up not to be as spicy as I would like it to be. So this time I put some of that, some drops of that hot sauce. And so I didn't notice that on the tip of my finger I had some of that hot sauce. And I went to, or my husband was calling me because my baby was crying. So I went upstairs and I had an itch right here, so I scratched and it was wet. And so I thought it was the butter, because I was like mixing it in with the spoon and everything. So I thought it was the butter. So I went for the lick, all confident, and obviously not knowing that it was hot sauce. And I instantly burned my tongue. My eyes instantly turned red. Like here where I scratched, it instantly turned red and it was burning. So I went to the bathroom first. I cleaned that off, and I could still feel the aftermath for like 6-7 minutes after I cleaned all that off. So then I was scared to touch my baby, because I'm like, I'm gonna forget I had hot sauce in this finger, and I'm gonna like accidentally rub her eye or whatever, and then she's gonna get spiced out. But my husband helped me out, took care of her and everything. But that was the start of my whole seafood boil, and that's what I was telling you guys here. And then I was also telling you guys a story time. So here it is. So when we were younger, every year our parents took us to Mexico. And if you guys, for the ones that didn't know, I am Mexican, but I was born and raised here. I never actually lived, I think where we did live in Mexico up until I was like 6 years old. But I was born here, taken over there. So for the ones that don't know, I'm Mexican, but I was born and raised here. I lived in Mexico until I was 6 years old, and then we all moved back. But anyway, every summer we would go to Mexico the whole entire summer. So like a week or two before we started school, we would come back. But anyway, my grandma used to live in a ranch, and then my mom's family was, living in the inner city. And this particular night, we went to the ranch, and we would stay the night and everything. We'll stay a couple of days down there. So at night, all my, obviously everybody knows that we're down there. So everybody gathers, like all of our cousins and families gather. And so this particular night, we were, sitting out in the ranch at night, just talking about stuff. and a lot of people just love, like a lot, like our Mexican folks just love to tell scary stories, like Mexican folklore, right? And so we're young, and obviously we're gonna get scared, and it's at night, and like the creepy factor was there. But anyway, my cousins started talking about La Llorona, and obviously I think you guys know who she is. She is a person that killed her kids, and now it's said that her soul roams the earth and in search for her kids. So you can hear like a weeping woman crying out for her kids, and supposedly she's scary and whatever. So they were talking about that, and then they were also talking about like duendes, like little tiny like, what do you call those things? I'm gonna insert a picture of what gnomes, little gnomes, right? But in Mexico it said they're little tiny people that play jokes on you, like play pranks on you, and can also harm you if they're just being disrespected. Me personally, I've never seen anything of that nature in my whole entire life. But when you're younger, you get scared just listening to those stories, and then your mind goes wild. You know, it's just, you're thinking about it, you're scared or whatever. So that night, we actually stayed there a couple of hours just talking about that. And at night, when I went to sleep, then I couldn't, shake the feeling that I was being watched, or like, because I was really scared. I really believe them, and they believe it themselves, because they apparently say that they saw it or whatever. But anyway, I believe them. So at night, I had to go to the bathroom, and in the farm or in the ranch, the bathroom is not like here, in your room or in the same house. It's like we were sleeping in this little house thing that's just, it's my grandma's store with a bed on the other side. So it's like a room slash store kind of thing. And in order to go to the bathroom, you had to go outside, walk the steps, go all the way up the hill, and there would be a bathroom right there. No lights. Well, I mean, she did have a light that you would turn on, but anyway, it was scary. It was really dark. So my mom, like, I woke my mom up that night, and my mom got a flashlight, and then she went out with me. And I was holding on so tight to my mom. I was like, I'm so scared. And she's like, no, it's okay. Because she thought that I was scared about bugs. I was scared about bugs too. But in my mind, I was scared that I was going to see La Llorona or the gnomes and stuff like that. But anyway, so that was that night. I used the bathroom. I walked back with my mom, went to sleep. The next morning, the cousins get together again, and then we go out to the river and splash around and have a good time and everything. And then again, they start talking about scary stuff. Mind you, I love scary stuff. I love scary movies. I've had some experiences myself, but when I was young, I was more scared of it, but I still wanted to be around it and hear it. So they were still talking about it. And then the time came that we had to go back home. So back here to the United States. And in my brain, like the whole way back home and everything, I was still thinking about those stories. And I was thinking like, does that Llorona like really exist? Like, and if she does, can she travel? Like, can she follow us home? And I was just thinking about it. And when you think about something so much, you just manifest what you're thinking. And so fast forward, we're back home. We used to live in an apartment. Used to share the room with my sister, my baby brother. And that particular night, I had to go to the bathroom. And I could not hold it, because I usually just hold it when I'm scared. I hold it because obviously I don't want to go, right? But this particular night I couldn't hold it. So I jumped over my sister because it was we slept in bunk beds, and so she slept on like the side, we just roll off, and I was like on the wall. So I jumped over my sister. I opened the door. I was turning on every single light that I could in my path. I made it to the bathroom and I used it. And when I was washing my hands, I thought that I saw something in the corner of my eye on that mirror. And so I instantly panicked. I looked again. I didn't see anything because there was nothing there. But anyway, so I came to a point that I didn't even want to turn the light off to go, like to leave the bathroom. So first of all, I'm just being distracted because this van, I don't know what the hell it's doing. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, but my mom would get upset if we left the lights on. Obviously, the electricity bill is going to go up if we just leave the lights on. And so I turned it off, and I'm like running back, shutting down all the other lights that I see, that I've turned on. And this whole time, I just feel like there is something behind me. There's something like about to grab me, and I'm freaking out. I jump on the bed, like I close the door, jump on the bed, go to sleep instantly. When you're a kid, you're scared, you instantly go to sleep. So that's what happened that one morning. And then, or that one night. And then the next morning, I was still thinking about it. And I was just like, did I see like La Llorona on the mirror? Did I see that? And I was just, really just making up things in my brain, like whatever. It was scary in that moment, right? So then here comes like the afternoon, and then we're watching a movie. My mom, my dad, my siblings and stuff. And I think that one time we were eating watermelon or some type of fruit, right? But we were watching the TV, and all the lights were off. It's getting darker outside, and I'm feeling comfortable because I have people around me. And then my dad asked me for some water, and I was just like, so where's your water? Because I knew he was going to tell me to go in the kitchen and get him a cup of water, and the kitchen was dark, and I didn't want to go. But I didn't want to be like, I'm scared, because then my brothers were going to make fun of me, because we're such a family. We're a family that jokes so much. And so I didn't want them to joke around with that, because I thought I was like, in my brain, I was making it a reality. And so I told my dad, where in the kitchen, or like where he says the kitchen. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And I wanted to turn on every light going to the kitchen, right? And it's not like this was a huge apartment where it has a huge hallway or anything. It was little. It wasn't that far. Like, the living room is right here, and then the kitchen is literally like 20 feet away. And then this is the kitchen, like in like a little, like own entity, right? And I just wanted to turn on the light from the living room, and I wanted to turn on the light from the dining room, and then the light in the bath or in the kitchen. And my mom said, no, don't be turning on all those lights. And so I had to walk to the kitchen in the dark, and then I got to the kitchen, I turned it on right quick, and I'm like looking to see if there's anything there. Obviously there's nothing there. I go get the water, and then I'm coming back and give my dad the water. And my mom was like, go back and turn the light off. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. She's like, no, go turn it off. And I'm like, okay. And she sensed that there was something going on. So like, I was scared, like, probably she didn't know that I was scared per se, but she knew there was something going on. And so I go turn the light off, and I run back, sit down on the floor where I was. And that was that night, right? Then on the third morning, my mom asked me what was wrong, because she was just like, have you been watching scary movies? Have you guys been talking about scary stuff again? And blah blah blah. And I was just like, no, I haven't done all of that, because she didn't like for us to watch scary movies because we would get scared. She would let us watch it, and she'll tell us, like, you guys are going to get scared, but if you guys want to watch it, go ahead, but don't be coming crying to me, you know, if you get scared. And obviously that would happen. We would get scared or whatever. But anyway, so I said, no, you know, I haven't been watching anything that's scary. And she was like, well, what's going on? And then I said, well, you know those stories that my cousin in Mexico were talking about, like La Llorona and the gnomes and like all this other scary stuff. I said, I think I saw it in the bathroom. And she didn't want to laugh at my face, but you know, she did think it was funny, because she's like, oh, this girl is thinking way too much about it. And so I'm like telling her, and my mom was like, there's no such thing, that is you know, that's not true or whatever, trying to make me feel better. And so I kind of did feel better after, but it was still in the back of my mind, like, did I really see something, or did I just make it up in my brain? And so then you know, another night I couldn't hold it. I had to go to the bathroom at night. I tried to stop drinking water, you know, early in the afternoon, but then somehow I still ended up needing to go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom, and it's still in the back of my head, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to face my fears, right? If I did see something in this mirror, I'm going to look at it right in the face and tell it to go away, leave me alone. Because that's another thing that my mom would tell us, right? She's like, okay, if you hear something that is bothering you, tell it to go away. You know, like, just like firmly, just tell it to go away. So here's my 10-year-old self, you know, trying to be brave, and like, if I see this thing again, I'm going to tell it to go away. So for the ones that don't know, if you stare at the mirror for such a long time, like at your face, your brain will manifest something else. Like your face turns into like another creature or whatever, right? But your face changes. And so I was staring in the mirror, and I was seeing that, and I was just like, oh God, and I had to look away because I was scaring myself. And then I said, oh my God, she might be in me, like inside me. I'm like, she is inside me, and now I'm walking around with her. And so I ran out the bathroom again, but that time I left the light open. I left the light on. So the next morning, my mom was like yelling at everybody, like, you know, you're not supposed to be leaving the lights on. Da, da, da. And so now in the day, this is what, like day 5 now. In the day, I go in the bathroom, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking in the mirror, but I'm not looking at my face this time. I'm like looking at the sides and stuff, like if I see something behind me. Obviously I didn't see anything, but in my head I was just like, you need to leave me alone, you know, you're not welcome in this house, blah blah blah. And now that I think about it, it's silly, because obviously it was all in my brain. Like, it was all in my brain. It was never a true thing that was really happening to me, because I figured that if it was, at least someone else in my family would have caught something, right? But I know that when things come, like spirits or whatever come, not everybody experiences it. Not everybody can sense it or anything. So that's why I think, like, I have some sensibility to that. Like, I'm sensitive to that, because I have seen stuff, I have heard things, and when I do hear things, I'm like, did you guys hear that? And they're like, no. And I'm just like, oh, and I just blow it off. But anyway, and so yeah, that was silly, but that was a time that I was just scaring myself, but not knowing what in the future, what was going to happen, that it was actually going to happen, and not just me being the one scaring myself. But that is the story time that I was telling you guys, in the seafood boil. Again, I'm so upset that I ruined my audio, because I didn't think, at first I did clip it right here on my shirt, But then I was just like, I feel like it's too close, right? Obviously the necklace didn't do any better because obviously the shirt's here. Or in my seafood boil, the shirt cuts down here, and my necklace is like the same length. But anyway, it was getting late and I was hungry, and I was trying to record the seafood boil for you guys before my daughter went to sleep. And it was like around, I started eating I think at 7:50, and I didn't stop until like 8:20 or something at night, and then that's when I had to prep my baby to go to sleep. But now I know, because now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna test this audio. So if I put it here, it's fine, you know. Oh, my baby woke up. But anyway, yes, that is my that is my story time. We made it to my sister's house where my dad is. We're gonna see Grandpa Lily. She just woke up, and she hates when she sleeps and she wakes up in the same spot. She hates it because obviously I've been telling you guys that she hates her car seat. Anyways, Lily, oh, you can't see her from here. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys have any video ideas that you guys might want to see, please comment them down below. Share my video so we can grow a little family. And yes, I'll see you in the next time. Bye.